Nicely done.
Very
Boom.
well.
People are
Len,
already pointing out you don't have Northern Ireland on there.
I
eh,
know.
you know, I feel like what's another thing to take into consideration, Len, is there's another HTTP error code in the 400s, error 418.
Yes.
I'm a teapot. From RFC 2324. You know how they love their tea over there.
And actually, this, it
14
was
is on the
funny.
teapot. That's funny.
The
I forgot about that.
I never realized how much of the UK and Great Britain looks like a little bunny running. Do you
Oh
see
yeah,
it?
absolutely.
It's got the little bunny ears and it's running. I was trying to come up with something. Maybe it's something funny with a bunny, but I don't know. I don't
Down the rabbit hole.
know. Down the rabbit hole, exactly. Yeah, this was a tough one. I
Uh,
was thinking, oh, I can draw something with
Ooh,
Brexit.
you know what? Maybe error code 421 misdirected request.
That's pretty
I don't
good
know.
too.
That one starts to sound political.
All right, 426 upgrade required.
Upgrade.
Yes.
Upgrade required. I can
Yeah.
change that one. I don't know. Is
That'd be good.
404 too? That's too.
No,
I don't-
everyone knows 404. No
No,
one.
404 is the one everyone knows. And Nate Langston actually mentioned this morning, like he was looking at the 404 page on Bloomberg. He's like, "This is how I feel today." So
Yeah, it was that was a tough one because I didn't want to, it's very politically charged. I didn't want to say anything that was going to be upsetting to
Right,
anybody that
right.
was
No,
listening
of
to you
course.
in another country. So I'm sorry if I did that.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did. I think that was handled well. I think Northern Ireland not being there is going to bother people more than the 404 error.
Yeah.
The only reason Northern Ireland is because when I grabbed the image, it didn't have Northern Ireland on it. So I was like, but now I'm like, oh, I probably should have just pulled it
Yeah, maybe they're like, don't worry about it. We're out anyway.
over. That's right.
Us in Scotland, we're
Well,
sensitive.
right. I mean, they're not necessarily, but that is something that might come up. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fascinating turn of events.
Really is.
And it's one, like when you take the 100,000 feet perspective, which you should bring oxygen to do, you look at this and you're like, yeah, well, the UK never wanted to be unified with currency. They waited until the 70s to join the common market. Or the European Community Market, or whatever, I can't remember what it was called back then. And so they've always been dragging. They've always been like not quite sure that they wanted to do this. They were one of the last to get conquered by the Roman Empire, for goodness sake.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not. If I were writing the story, I would be like, yeah, at some point they're just going to back out. But then you have the Treaty of Union of 1707 with Scotland, now possibly going to fall apart, which is a much bigger deal because that's been centuries that those two countries have been united.
Interesting. It's very interesting.
And the Queen would still be the Queen of both, by the way. So it wouldn't dissolve the treaty. It would dissolve the unification of the parliaments.
I read something today which is sort of funny. Someone trying to put this in perspective for Americans. This is where you can start. And they were saying that, like, well, a lot of Game of Thrones is shot in this part of the country, and now it's going to be harder for them to shoot there. And
except they'll be done with their seasons by the time this gets resolved, I think.
Yeah, it's still 2 years, right? I mean,
yeah.
there's still a lot to figure out. So,
but a lot of like Doctor Who shoots. Well, they shoot mostly in country, I guess, but still.
That's actually probably their biggest bargaining chip right now in order to keep concessions with the EU as far as the economics of the situation. Be like, look,
Do you want to keep getting Doctor Who, France?
Right?
Could you imagine if it were that? If it came down to entertainment?
I'm only half joking.
No, I am too. I think it could come down to entertainment.
Listen, do you want people in Germany to not get called a midwife? That can happen.
Right.
So Doctor Who is shot in Wales, apparently.
Mostly, yeah.
Well.
That's where it's based. It's BBC Wales production.
Still, though, they could be like, look, we're taking our Spice Girls back.
Well, I mean, I didn't read it, but there was an article about, what effect is this going to have on soccer teams? Because, they recruit their players from all over the world, but if they recruit a European player, then now that will be an immigration issue the same way it would be recruiting someone from Brazil versus now where it's easier. So
I wonder how this is going to affect AFC Wimbledon.
I wonder how this will affect British food.
Don't worry,
Making a comeback.
This is good.
No, it's getting good. That's my point.
What?
British
Yes,
food,
British food is getting good. It's the best kept secret in England.
Scotch eggs.
But will it stay that when the French cut off the garlic supply? I don't. That's horrible. It's very stereotypical.
It just seems like it's an odd step backwards to the like globalization world that we've seen.
But when Scotland wanted to leave, that felt like progress. Like, oh yes, we're breaking up into more natural units. So isn't that what this is?
You know what? You're right. Everyone gets a country. Texas, finally, you can have your
You get a country.
California,
You get a
country. Sovereignty for everyone.
I mean, the UK already has their Commonwealth. They could start their own union again.
You know, it's like that episode of Mr. Show where everybody has their own, like everybody is their own country.
Yeah.
So there's a guy, David Cross plays a guy who's out in the wilderness who has to pay himself, and then he walks around and then he gives himself like a piece of bark, and that is his currency. But he's paying himself just to give himself a bottle, like a bucket of water or something like that. Oh, that's ridiculous. Maybe that's what's next.
I think that's where we're headed. We'll all be individual limited liability countries.
Well, I will claim the country of kitchen, and our currency will be noodles.
Okay. Okay.
I'm trading with you.
I am. This is Lenland. Our currency will be business cards.
I was about to say, because I would sell spaghetti noodles to Lenland.
Oh, hey, by the way, spaghetti. I don't think spaghetti night is no longer, because my wife no longer works on Fridays. She switched hours. So.
Wait, what? What happened to Friday spaghetti night?
She actually made it last week, so I shouldn't say that it's completely.
All right.
There go your plans for the noodle monopoly.
Yeah, I know, right? I thought I had at least one customer.
Wait a minute. Now I understand what's happening.
I'm going to declare Meritopia. Where
we'll meritocracy there.
Yeah, our currency will be Bitcoin.
Oh, wait a minute. You're so much smarter, man. Why did I say business cards?
Or Dogecoin? Should be Dogecoin.
I was about to say, why isn't it Ace Coin?
I was gonna say nobody. Yeah, I'll just make my own. I'll fork it. Why not? Just do my own blockchain.
Right. I'll invest in Ace Coin. I wonder how many techno bucks you can get for that.
Oh yeah, the Technobuck Ace Coin exchange rate is quite favorable right now. Ian's like, now it's starting to sound like a Charles Stross novel. Yes, Meritopia will be a meritocracy. If you're named Merit, you can rise to the top. Better change your name, Rivera. Kidding. She didn't have to change her name.
Wow, that's the first time that I've even considered that. Interesting.
What? The meritocracy? Or
no,
Eileen changing her name?
Yeah. The YouTube wife.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, sounds like a new show on
CBS. That's what I was going to say.
CBS this autumn.
It's the #1 show. You missed last night's YouTube wife. You missed it all.
Starring Linda Carter.
As the YouTube wife.
Oh, you heard she got cast as the president of the United States in Supergirl, right?
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's good to see her back.
I have a Linda Carter picture disc.
This land is Lenland. This land is not my land. From Len's on front lawn to Len's back garden. From the left side neighbor to his right side street.
So good.
Nicely done, Ken.
This land is Lenland.
Chicago's been on fire today.
Yeah.
That's very, very good.
I now need to read up on Operation Anthropoid. I don't think Anthropoid is going to catch on as the key word for the conversational bots.
I mean, it's rare, but it's not impossible that it would come up.
New Life 7, 9 Central.
I feel like it
Blurgle
needs to be
on
a
the other
new
hand.
word.
By the way, I'm
Hey,
picking Blurgle as my trigger as the title.
Blergle.
Oh, I didn't even check the yeah, Showbot. What are we doing?
Yeah, I opened it up now
See,
here
this is
too.
what happens. Roger's not here, and we're off the rails.
I know.
DTNS exit. It looks like DTN exit.
Oh, actually,
yeah,
I love.
think that's on
Kevin
purpose.
from Chicago mentioned Texas exiting would be a Texit.
Right.
That's so good.
There was somebody I saw. They had all the exits for different countries. So there was,
I like
there was
Blergle as my trigger is good.
Fruxit.
Italieve. No, Itali. I can't remember.
Italieve. No, I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that it?
That sounds right. I mean, I saw different ones too, but I definitely saw Italieve on one of them.
I'll tell you. Man, now I'm gonna sound stupid.
Port to get out of here.
I want Blergle as my safe word.
Here, hang on a second. I'll get it.
Belgium.
No, they were actually very, very good. And I thought, oh, that's very clever. Very clever. Someone's very clever.
You're so clever.
Here it is. Brexit, Belgium for Belgium.
Belgium. There we go.
Departugal.
Departugal.
Dude, Departugal.
Check out. So
Czech Republic.
check it out. Italy.
Nice.
Finnish with one N. Donagary. Nethermind.
I love that. That's
Later via. Later via.
Like
Later
Latvia. Okay.
and Austria La Vista.
Ah, yes.
That's one.
Austria la vista, baby. And he's Austrian, right? Isn't he?
Right? Makes
Isn't
sense.
Schwarzenegger Austrian?
Yes, Austrian La Vista. But I like Departugal. That was very good.
Departugal is probably the best.
And Italy is good too.
So I watched.
What is France again?
France. He couldn't come up with one for France.
I saw Fruxit.
Fruxit.
Oh. oh, I just got it. Fruxit.
I thought that one was
I feel like there
pretty
needs to be a table flip associated with that one.
Amerigon.
Yeah.
Maybe that should be the flag, the white flag with table flip guy.
And we could have Canada.
Fruxit.
I want to see the first nation that decides to leave the planet, and it's just like, look,
We're not
going
part of
to space.
Earth.
We're done. We're done.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, that's not the same thing. Your United Kingdom is not leaving Europe.
The atmosphere is so over. It's so done.
How many outboard Honda motors do you think it would take to just for the UK to just kind of like get themselves across the Atlantic and go chill with us, right? Think there's a spot for like they would like it near Florida, much better weather.
Yeah. I saw somebody on Twitter said like we can just move to the Bahamas, right? Isn't that how it works?
Like set sail, right?
Yeah.
The trade winds will take you.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's the British Navy.
You know, right? Hitch the tow.
They'll just move
just-
the island.
Just move the island. Yes. Forget
Isn't
the
that what they
tectonic.
did in Lost? Is that a spoiler if I say that?
I don't think it is.
Spoiler.
Can you spoil Lost still? Is
You
that a thing?
can't.
Maybe, like, can
You
I spoil Mist?
Mist.
Oh. I think I may have spoiled Finding Dory for our intern.
Oh.
She gets found. Oh.
Yeah.
What? Oh man.
Yeah, I felt so bad right after I said it. It's like, yeah, it's pretty bad.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna head out.
All right. Yes, I'm gonna stop the stream anyway. So thank you, Len.
Bye everybody.
Thanks everybody for watching. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Bye bye.
Later.
Oh, are you on next?